Hello everybody, my name is Starrapter and welcome back to the channel. It is time to talk about Star Wars comics for the week of December 1st, 2021. We have 3 comics, 1 from IDW, 2 from Marvel. We're going to get right into it with Darth Vader issue number 18, Red Revenge. Yes, the theme for all these post-Empire comics is Crimson Dawn is heavily embedded into just about everything and every organization in the galaxy. So Darth Vader and Ochia Besun are tasked by Emperor Palpatine to go ahead and weed out all of the Imperial scum that have turned on them and gone to the Crimson Dawn by Kira. So they are basically recruiting. This whole issue is about them going to these different planets, recruiting the League of Assassins, or the Assassins Guild as they call it in Star Wars, not DC. We also have them going to this other planet and recruiting these rank and file, just like everyday guy, everyday Joes that are just, going to be part of that initial push from Vader to take back everything that the Crimson Dawn has taken from the Empire. What's really interesting about this issue is you see firsthand like these corrupt individuals and officials of the Empire that are still using stormtroopers, but they also have Crimson Dawn bodyguards working alongside them as well. So this issue is pretty cool because it does take us like into literally what is happening with the Empire at this time between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. At one point you see Vader, he's reminiscing in his meditation chamber, and I think that Greg Pak has been sort of overdoing it just a little bit. I feel like every issue we constantly have to see Vader, looking back to the past about him on Bespin on Cloud City and about Luke, not taking him up on his big offer there to join him. So they keep doing that over and over and over again, which is getting sort of old. But other than that, I really did like this issue. Coming up next, we have Bounty Hunters. This is also issue number 18, and it's called Galaxy's Greatest. So in this, we pick up right with Beilert Valance. His crew thinks he's dead, but he has been recovered by Darth Vader for some very devious purposes. Darth Vader has reconstructed Beilert Valance to now not even have a heart. Beilert Valance doesn't even have a heart anymore. This guy's like 99% cybernetic, just like Darth Vader. And what's interesting about this is Darth Vader has tasked his technician with going into Beilert Valance's brain, and they could literally transmit memories as hollows right in there in the room right there. It's pretty crazy. So they can literally relive the past of Beilert Valance. I really like the art design where they were showing like different moments. It's a really good flashback kind of way of thematically going back and then seeing what he has done in his life, all from first person. Like you see him in the Naval Academy crashing, you see him on Mimban getting blown away, you see him with a whole bunch of other adventures that kind of catch us up on what has been happening with this character. Long story short, Beilert Valance is basically, of course, being blackmailed because they did find out the location of his lover and the rebel base, and they're saying, Vader's saying, if you don't work with me to get these Crimson Dawn jerks, then I'm gonna just bombard the planet with the rebels. And I think he'll do that anyway because it's just Vader, but it does lead Beilert Valance to have to kind of accept to work for the Empire, which he's done already. He doesn't want to do it again. And Vader, and specifically Ochia Besun, is his boss, his direct boss now, and telling him he is part of Dark Squadron, which is going to take out his previous icon, which was this ex-Imperial soldier. He has been working for the Crimson Dawn, and that is Vader's mission for them, is to take out this guy. So he is the leader of Dark Squadron. I think that's super cool because we were wondering if they were talking about Inferno Squadron, but no, this is Dark Squadron, a brand new, to my knowledge, piece in the canon of Star Wars lore. And Beilert Valance is going to be directing TIE Defenders, right? The last we've seen TIE Defenders, we thought they were gone. Just Grand Admiral Thrawn did not get the permission from the Emperor to mass produce these things. Rather, all the funds were allocated to the Death Star project. Now that is destroyed, I guess somebody brought up the prototypes and are reproducing them again. So I can't wait to see the TIE Defenders in action in this time period between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, because we know from the Thrawn trilogy, at least I think it's in the Thrawn trilogy, they do have TIE Defenders. So maybe they are, getting us closer and closer to those legend stories that everybody just loves so much. But this was not the only part of the Bounty Hunter story. We have a whole nother part involving around the Bounty Hunter crew with Bosk and with all these other characters that are working together to try to get this character of Chidalia, who is going to be, as we know, the big bargaining ship to get these Unbroken clans and the Mourner Whale together to kind of be a force against the Crimson Dawn. They're going to unite them. So it's pretty cool because we get to see a lot of action. Like, this crew is just bored, right? They're just chilling on Burning Con, which is another reference to the good old Star Wars Uprising game. And there's these thugs that pop in here, and I've never seen them before. They're called Korak Enforcers, Carrick Enforcers. They look just like some bugs, and basically everybody goes to town, including Bosk, who has his legs chopped off. So it's this really epic moment where Bosk has a knife in his mouth, and he's like crawling on his arms, and he basically kills one of these things. And it's just a really fun time, but it's also very violent. And I like the fact that it's just like, okay, we're going to just do anything with this Bounty Hunters book because this is meant for those the dark and gritty Star Wars loving fans, you know. So it's a really cool kind of story for that. And finally, we have Star Wars: The High Republic Adventures, issue number 11, The Great Jedi Rumble Race. So there's two completely thematically different stories. You have this one dark story first off, which revolves around the character of Crix. And Crix had recruited this one character named Sabata on the Takodana attack, where she was playing like a double agent and with the Jedi at one point, but then defected and joined back up with Crix at the end. And now they go to Corellia, where they are dealing with this. I don't know if he's a Nihil, it's not really sure. This character named Resplier, and he is somebody that has a lot of influence, I guess, in Corellia. He's a politician. So Crix leaves Sabata up to discussing the terms of the Nihil. She's basically like the Nihil representative talking to this character. But as soon as Crix leaves, she reveals the full plan of hers to be like, no, I want Crix dead. I'm actually want to turn against Crix. He's not a good leader. He's just very bloodthirsty. He doesn't think what is, the right way. And I have an idea to use the Jedi to also get killed in the same way. So she's really forward thinking as another player of the Nihil. These Nihil are constantly at each other's throats. Markion Ro, Lord of D, all these Tempest runners that have come and gone are out there trying to plot against one another, almost like the Sith or something. So you have her coming up with this plan, and she's also talking about, like, stuff that could happen 200 years from now, such as, the Jedi are dogmatic. They just are set in her way, and all this stuff that is like, where have I heard that before? The thing about this character, Resplier, is he's completely masked. And whenever there's a masked character like this that's introduced, it's like, okay, who are they really, right? Is this, the master of Darth Plagueis or something? I'm just reaching right now, but I think it's just very interesting how this character just appears. Like, he doesn't say a whole lot, but he's just very mysterious. So that's that storyline there. And it's also worth noting that Corellia is in the core. So the Nihil at first were only in Outer Rim. At one point, they got into the Mid Rim. And now they're already making plans with these core planets, which are the biggest planets in the galaxy, because as far as like an importance in the galaxy, because they are what kind of makes the galaxy turn and turn and turn. That's where a lot of politicians and whatnot, a lot of people of power reside. So very interesting stuff for the future there. We also have more of a lighthearted story in this one that's, entangled with this story revolving around this Great Jedi Rumble Race. The character of Torben Beck, aka Buckets of Blood, is this character that came up with this thing about, hey, let's just run through the halls of Starlight Beacon, and whoever wins. And there are no rules, but the whole, undercurrent of the story is you have Lula Talasolo, and she up until this point was like, I want to be the best Jedi ever. And now at this point, she's been through some stuff now, some battles and some really hard different events in her life, and now she's kind of like, almost down a little bit. Like, she's kind of, it almost looks like she's sort of depressed or something. But it's just a really fun story because all these Jedi are just running through, and she's feeling a lot better about it towards the end of this thing. There's so many cameos in here for characters. Like, we have Sion Holt, we have Emmerich, who are from the Trail of Shadows series. We have, a Selkath Jedi. I mean, that's crazy. We have characters like Velko, the administrator from the Star Wars Starlight short stories in the Star Wars Insider. So there are so many like little Easter eggs. You have Lily from the Star Wars manga, the High Republic stories that are coming out. So there you have so many characters. It's just so fun. And it's, drawn by Harvey Talbot, who I just love this guy's artwork. That's what first started the series. and I just love seeing his artwork. So it was just a really great story from start to finish. Unfortunately, we only have like a couple more of these stories. I mean, we have the annual that comes out in 2 weeks. Then we have issue number 12 in January, and finishing up in February with issue number 13. That will be the last issue of Star Wars The High Republic Adventures. And I'm going to miss it, and I can't wait to see what Dark Horse does. Hopefully they bring these characters and the creators back. I would like to see Daniel Jose Older and Harvey Talbot and everybody else come back as well to kind of continue the story into, well, at that point, it'd be phase 2 of the High Republic. But that is going to do it for me for this week's comics for December 1st. What did you guys think of these comics? Let me know what you enjoyed about these stories in the comment section down below. If you liked my thoughts and my insight on all the Star Wars comics that came out this week, go ahead and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and do hit that like button to show your support, as well as hitting that notification bell icon so you'll never miss another one of these comic recap videos. You can also listen and watch me on the Star Wars podcast I do every week. It is called Outer Rim Transmission. Search it for your podcast catcher or whatever you prefer, or you can watch us here on YouTube every Friday at 9 o'clock for that podcast, getting closer and closer to the Book of Boba Fett. Officially, a new Star Wars live action series is this month. I love getting to say that. So that's going to do it for me, Starrapter. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always. Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also included 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.